Here are 3 things you can copy from the Carlos Alcaraz defensive forehand to help improve your defensive forehand. Now, this video is courtesy of Tennis Builder on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to their awesome channel. I've put their link in the description below. So first, let's watch this point, and then we'll analyze the forehand. So after serving, Carlos deals with a very deep return right here. And just watch him hit this ball. This is an important situation for you to master because this happens to everybody. And it's a defensive forehand, really deep return, and you got to know what to do with this. So the first idea is when you take your racket back, if you're someone who typically takes the racket back far with both hands, meaning you have your non-hitting hand on the throat of the racket for a very far distance back, you're going to have to shorten it. You'll notice Carlos lets go very early with his non-hitting hand compared to his normal forehand. He usually holds on way back here for a tremendous amount of coil and then uncoil. But when you're in a defensive situation like this, you don't have the luxury of all that time to coil and uncoil. So you'll notice he lets go with his non-hitting hand earlier than normal. You'll also notice that this is a bit lower of a turn than he uses. Again, he's trying to just shorten this C rather than using a bigger C swing on the forehand just because it's defensive. So he's not turning his shoulders as much. He's not coiling with that non-hitting hand going back with the racket, and the racket is lower. Here's the second idea. Notice he is moving backward as he's striking the ball. So there are coaches, and I watch them online, and they talk about you got to get your body weight going forward every time you hit the ball. That is simply not the case. And so in this situation, it would be completely incorrect for him to be trying to go to the side and then get his body weight going forward as he strikes this ball. The only way he can handle this and to give himself any chance to be able to play the ball out in front of him is to be going back as he hits this ball. You'll notice the body rotation. Here his body is facing this way, and now watch, he's moving back and now his body's facing forward. So body rotation is more important than getting your body weight to go forward. I'm not saying forward is bad, but in this situation, it wouldn't help him. It would actually hurt him. And that moving backward is really the only way he's going to be able to uncoil the body. I know he didn't coil a ton, but he did coil some, and he wants to make sure he uncoils as he hits that ball. The last thing I'm going to show you with this, let me say this as well. While he's doing this, he's in an open stance. So let me just say that as well. He's in an open stance, and he's going to move this foot back. You watch his left foot go back, and this really is kind of like an advanced version of a back foot pivot or a reverse pivot, where you're going to pivot off this back foot, and then your front foot becomes your back foot, and it goes backward. Here's the last thing, the upward swing. Watch his swing go up. He kind of is looking under his arm, right? He's looking under his wristband, kind of like that Nadal finish where the racket finishes up above his head. This is critical because you want to make sure that you are swinging up sufficiently in this situation. He is not driving this ball with his racket going forward, but rather his racket is very much going up. That provides lift with the friction in the strings, some spin, right, for some consistency. But overall, this is just a perfect example of a shorter preparation with a shorter turn, left hand or his non-hitting hand not on the racket. He's moving back in an open stance, making sure that he's not trying to get his body weight forward. Moving back is not wrong when hitting defensive forehands, and that high finish. You practice this with a coach on court, how to hit defensive forehands, your game and your defense is really going to improve. Now, the best way to practice these techniques is at home with a Topspin Pro. You can get a Topspin Pro using my link in the description. I'm also going to pin it in the first comment. I absolutely love the Topspin Pro, and I know you will too. And if you're looking for people in your local area to play matches against or practice with, maybe you want to find a league in your local area based on your level, or you want to find a coach who's close to you who can help you with your game, then use my link for PlayYourCourt. And it's playyourcourt.com/2-minute-tennis. When you use my link to sign up, you get 50% off. Go out and practice hitting defensive forehands. Review the footage, right? Film yourself and see if you're doing what you just learned in this video. If you do, there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.